tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads from over 200 countries and your #1 source in after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello, AfterBuzzers. My name is Jillian Leff, here to bring you another special presentation of AfterBuzz TV's Spotlight On. Today, we're going to take a note from a style book.
Yeah, you
I have Shauna Miller, the founder of Penny Chic, and she is actually here because, guys, she came out with a book yesterday.
Yeah, it's no big deal. It's just a book. It's
just this
your
little thing.
everyday project.
This little thing that's amazing.
It's a little thing that took about 2 years, lots of blood, sweat, and tears, and you know, I aged about 20 years in the process. But no, it was great.
Well, you look fabulous, darling. You look fabulous.
Thank you. I'm wearing actually one of my dresses that's going to come out in a couple weeks on Walmart.com. So thought I'd give the buzzers a little sneak peek.
I'm obsessed with it. It's very DVF to me.
Yes.
I like it, the wrap dress.
Yes,
I love
absolutely.
It. So before we get into that, for the people that don't know what Penny Chic is, can you tell them?
Absolutely. So basically, I started a fashion blog 4 years ago to kind of show women, young girls, students, everybody how to make the best out of what you have without spending a lot of money to get really stylish outfits. So like using the stores that we're all familiar with, like Forever 21, Target, Walmart, Kmart, and kind of showing them how to put really cool, you know, chic outfits on a budget. So that's what the idea was.
Now, is that something that you had always done, or was it just an idea for the blog?
That's a great question. I was kind of self-taught, to say that is not something a lot of people admit. I didn't go to like Parsons or FIT and get a traditional fashion background, but I worked in New York when I was going to school at magazines, and I worked at a couture house in Paris when I was abroad there in college. And then I was like, you know what? Screw the big fashion houses and the couture and all of that. Let's like do something real. So I just like went to these stores, you know, touched and felt the clothes, went with a cart, grabbed stuff, and started styling myself into outfits to see kind of how chic I could actually make these clothes. And it turns out you really can make anything look expensive if you have the right accessories, and the rest of that information's in my book. You're gonna have to check it out.
So when did this sort of shift happen where you had this blog and then all of a sudden it blew up to what it is today?
That's another great question, Jill. So basically, I told everybody I knew about the blog, including my laser hair removalist, which is a little bit of a secretive bit of information, but she happened to somehow know Perez Hilton or somebody there, or told it to somebody who told somebody at Perez Hilton, and he put a blog post about it. So it just kind of blew up overnight, and after that, I got emails from Glamour, CNN, Huffington Post, you know, TV networks, and they all kind of wanted to hear the story of how I turned this blog into a business and what the idea was, which was really just taking these cheap quote-unquote stores and turning them into something really chic. So that's what happened. But it was a pipe dream that just, you know, the universe got a hold of when I think I shared it with everybody.
And what year was that?
That was 2010, so 4 years ago.
So don't you think that stores, you know, the stores that you like to shop at, you know, Walmart, Kmart, Target, I think that they've become more chic.
Yeah, I think there's something really like relevant and fashionable now about shopping at stores that are offering you a lower priced product. Like it's not taboo the same way it was maybe 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago. And I think it's become cool to kind of mix and match and, you know, put your own spin on what you're wearing, and also just cool to outsmart the system and not be, you know, manipulated by high fashion magazines and you know, the media that tells you you have to listen to whatever this designer thinks you have to wear. It's just kind of about being unique now, and being on a budget fits in with that.
I think what I liked most about the book, I obviously read the whole thing. Lovely.
I'm honored. I'm honored.
I loved that not only did you show girls how to shop at the discount stores, but remake the clothes that they already have in their closet.
Yeah.
So are you big into DIY? Because there was a huge section of the book just about that.
Yeah. I mean, I learned, again, this blog was kind of a canvas for me to explore different artistic sides of myself. And I think that it's only to prove that anyone can do it, because I learned how to do this stuff just in the process of doing the book. And the idea was to start with not spending any money. So you want to build a new wardrobe for school, for college, for a new job, whatever. Let's try to do it with what you have. So what do you have? You have XYZ in your closet. What do you need? What could you kind of style a different way? And then what can you kind of, add a simple DIY solution to make it something completely different? So that's where the DIY came in, and it's really about making it simple, like things you already have, broken jewelry. Like I always keep broken jewelry and like zippers and weird little odds and ends and use them to kind of glue and, even put like a chain necklace on and make it into an accessory. So all that kind of stuff was taught to myself throughout the book process.
I think the most basic outfit, at least in California, that I feel like you could have is a white t-shirt and jeans.
Totally.
So how would you spice up that look?
Well, I would, you could go a couple different routes. If you're going out at night, you could throw on a really sexy, fun pair of pumps. Like if you want to do patent leather pointy pumps or like platform pumps, and then do, a statement necklace or statement pair of earrings. And you can get away in LA with a t-shirt and jeans and just have the accessories and footwear be a little bit more elevated. If you want to be more unique with the clothes, but still keep it casual, you could do, actually one of the DIY projects in my book is making your t-shirt into a striped t-shirt with fabric paint and tape. And that's really also a solution to something that's maybe like tattered or old. Like I'm not saying go get a brand new t-shirt and then paint it. But let's say you have something that's old and, you have some fabric paint, which is actually a great thing to invest in. You can do your own like graphic tee. You can do stripes. You can put like a word on it. That's something that's really in, or it was in the past year. And then with the jeans, you can make them into like, tattered boyfriend jeans and do something kind of fun like that and rip them up and, fold them at the bottom. So there's just tons of ways to kind of style that differently.
Yeah, and I also appreciated, and I think the readers will too, that you sort of broke down the style into, I guess, a couple, typical ways that a girl would style themselves, sporty, girly.
Totally.
Where do you fall in there?
Oh, I like that. I hate categorizing everybody. So I did do that in the book, but honestly, who would want to open a book and like not know where you fit in? You kind of want to associate with at least something. So I found myself doing it, and that's why I did in the book. And I think for myself, I would have to say I'm a little like schizophrenic when it comes to style. Like right now I'm playing like corporate DVF wannabe, but it's really $20. And I think that my style is generally girly boho, girly tribe, boho sub-tribe, which is something we talk about in the book. It's like what you can kind of waver on sometimes and like incorporate. That's the boho, but the solid is the girly. What about you?
I am girly mostly. I have a floral romper on today.
You sure do, yeah.
And I do like bright colors. But I also wear sporty, too. I find myself, it sounds really weird, but like wearing maybe an exercise top with jeans.
Totally.
It's like a loose gray t-shirt. And adding
that's actually on trend, by the way. So you're on it. Like sportswear and really sporty tees were in on the runway last year. So you're totally on trend.
Well, if it's Shauna approved, then I feel much better.
It's Shauna approved, but the fact that I'm Jill approved is just one of my biggest goals in life. So I appreciate that.
My goodness. So how did you decide that you wanted to do the book? Because you have the blog, but you know, obviously the book is different than the blog.
Yeah.
So how did you decide?
Yeah. You know, it's funny because I started digital. I feel like everybody's from the old media world is now moving digital, or if they haven't, they're like 5 years too late.
Right.
But now I'm kind of doing the opposite thing. I started from an online platform and now going to a print platform, you know, an old school print platform, not old school, but traditional media. And I think that there's still something about having that tangible, you know, resource that you can go back to and you can hold and kind of, you know, associate your experience of reading it with in your room, in your bedroom, I think is still something that you can't recreate with digital. And, you know, it's also credibility. And I think that with all the noise online, it's still really good to have, you know, a very official source that says, I'm a great style expert and I, you know, was able to have this book made. So it's kind of two things. And it's also just on a personal note, something that I think I can, you know, tell people and also like know the rest of my life that I did and have that kind of street cred for myself. So that was a big thing too.
And it looks great on a coffee table, let's be honest.
I mean, it's all about that pop of color. I wanted to make sure if nobody's going to read it, which you all should, because honestly, there's so much useful information in it. It's just a lovely picture of me, and and the pink is so spot on. And I know you love pink, so use it to decorate your house with if you can't, you know, find a purpose for it, which everyone really should.
And I know the dress on the cover, you were also on a budget with that.
Yes.
So who makes that dress?
Yeah, that dress was from Lauren Conrad's Kohl's line. She has a line called LC Lauren Conrad. It has amazing stuff. And I saw it in the store when I was just pulling stuff for my blog, because I go to all these stores every week to kind of shop for things for the models. And I saw it and I was like, that's the Penny Chic cover dress. And we shot it on my birthday a year and a half ago. I look really happy because I was just, it was like my birthday day, you know, and it was my birthday dress. But I also shot, I think, 20 different looks after that, and we still use the original one. And it was, at the time, I want to say $40, something like that. And then, you know, it's affordable and it's supporting a woman that, you know, I respect and have come to know personally. And I think she's just such a great role model for me personally. And I think any girl who wants to, you know, express themselves through style and beauty and, you know.
You know, she left a nice note on the cover of your book.
Yes, she did.
So how did that connection sort of come about? Did you guys meet through industry stuff? Did you meet through friends?
We have mutual friends, and she also coincidentally, her book team was some of the same people that coincidentally were in my book team, even though it was a different publisher.
Right.
So there was all these strange coincidences, and I actually, I believe I had shot that dress, or at least started using her product even before I'd met her. And, you know, her own blog has kind of embraced Penny Chic, and we've done collaborations together, and through mutual friends had the opportunity of meeting. So
That's amazing.
yeah, she's an amazing girl and just so pretty. It's just hard to look at her.
It's nice to have an inspiration, though, you know, somebody that, you know, obviously you guys do two different things, but you're both young, you're both, you know, trying to be moguls in the fashion business. And
she's definitely a mogul. She doesn't need me to.
Well, honey, you're on your way.
Well,
so
I'm trying, girl. I'm
there
trying.
you go.
It's tough life on the streets trying to make it.
I want to transition a little bit away from the book to talk about you.
Yes.
Because I think that everyone knows about your fashion and everyone knows what you have to say, because you put tons of videos up and everyone should check them out on her YouTube channel, because
Sorry,
honestly,
guys.
she just put an apartment style.
You watched it.
Oh, I watched
I'm so
it.
honored. Isn't that cute? Isn't
It's
that
really
a cute. Video?
She has really great items to decorate your dorm room or apartment.
That's right.
But I want to know how you were as a kid, because I think it really does tell a lot about the person.
Totally.
You know, so did your parents always think that you'd sort of be in the public eye when you were younger?
You know, nobody's really asked me that before, and it's such a good question. I was an actress growing up, and like like I was an actress at home and on the stage. But I was a very stubborn child, and I actually write about this in the book, that I had this ice cream dress that I wouldn't take off. And I literally wore it for we call it the ice cream dress. It just had an ice cream cone on it, but I did not get out of it for 2 weeks, I think. Something like that. Like I refused, I smelled, nobody wanted to be my friend at school. But I was kind of just going by my own thing. I was not, I was sometimes like the outcast weird kid. I started a women's issues club in high school. I never was interested in just doing what everybody else wanted to do. I wanted to kind of change the way people think about things always. So I think that's always been part of it. But I was I was a good baby, and I was just like a little bit of a brat, like a high school brat. And I think I still am. I think everyone should still maintain a little brattiness in their life.
Okay. Was there a standout style moment for you where you knew that you wanted to be involved with fashion? Like, can you remember looking back on a photo and being like, oh, okay?
Well, my bat mitzvah at the age of 13.
Tell me more.
If this means anything, my theme was fashion.
Okay.
And, for any Jewish gal out there, whatever your theme was for your bat mitzvah is kind of what you become. And no, I'm kidding. It was coincidental, but I literally did. That was the theme of my bat mitzvah. And I used to do little drawings of dresses. And at each table we had a course. It was a bust, like what you kind of mold an outfit to or wear a dress on, and there was like flowers coming out of it, and then that was always the way I expressed myself, for the good and the ugly. Like literally, there's a page in the book with my weird, awkward, physical history of what I look like for the past 20 years, and you'll see.
And it's amazing.
It's amazing. And my mom was like, I can't believe we chose those pictures. And I was like, you know what? I'm happy, because it's not always cute. It ain't always cute, and it wasn't for me either. So I really was honest with all my stages. Blue hair, punk, boy hair, like I had a little bit of a phase. It was weird, where I thought I was Winona Ryder, but was,
but was not
100 pounds heavier than her, and awkward looking. But I had my phases.
So let me see. I get how you are as a kid. That's exciting. You went to school in New York.
I went to college in New York, high school in LA.
So did your style change when you were living in New York? Because I feel like it's very, it's like where you're at.
Totally. Yeah. I think that oddly enough, when I was in New York, I tried to be more buttoned up. Like I thought it was all about, the perfect pair of skinny jeans with the perfect tee. And like that was oddly the style that I feel like I felt more in New York than in LA. And I feel like when I'm in LA, maybe that's just a product of being where my family is, and like my real, school homegirls are. Like I can express who I really am and not care about, not seeming chic or elegant or, and I think that, that was the way I was in New York. And definitely when I was living in Paris was just kind of very basic, but with amazing, accessories that were simple. But here I'm a little bit more crazy, and every day is a little bit different.
When you were working in Paris, did you feel the pressure to have designer things since you were working for a designer?
Yeah. I mean, I myself do have a couple designer things, and I think that it's good to have, first of all, it depends what you can afford, and I don't think anyone should spend money on clothes of all things if you're on a tight budget, because you don't have to. But there were a couple things I invested in when I was in Paris, that when I was working there and saved my money and kind of was exploring what art and fashion and all of those things were, that I invested in. And I still have those things now, and I sometimes still go to like warehouse sales and different things to find stuff. It was never, I'm not somebody who gets pressured easily, but it's interesting to see the way fashion is talked about and handled in a different culture. And so that was kind of like, oh, that's a pretty world over there. I want a little piece of that. So I was just intrigued by it, definitely.
Okay. Lovely. I love that. I'm going to ask you some random questions.
Okay.
Because I didn't really know where these fit in, but I just want to know, and I feel like everyone will want to know.
Okay, I'm scared, but I'm going to do this.
Your favorite discount retailer right now?
Pick and Save. No, I meant 99-cent store.
Okay, why? Like, what do you buy there?
What do I buy there? Home stuff.
Okay.
pink. Oh, I thought this was like a quick fire thing.
Oh no,
okay. God.
I mean.
Oh God, I was so nervous. I was like, think on your feet, think on your feet. I was like, pick and save. That's been.
But I still
dead
want you
for
to say the
20
first
years.
thing that comes to your mind.
Oh, okay, got it. 99-cent store. Not for clothes, just for like tchotchkes and the best deals ever. I mean, it's literally 99 cents. And there was one very close to me in Venice where I was living, and I literally would like pop in with $2 and come out with like 2 new amazing flamenco wine glasses. And there's just like fun, weird stuff that people don't buy in other stores, so they bring them to 99-cent store, and you can find quirky little things and come in with $5 and come out with 5 things. So I'm a fan of that.
Good tip. Good tip. A pattern that you can't live without.
Leopard. I think that it was too good. I couldn't. But honestly, leopard. I mean, the thing is, there's a very fine line between chic leopard and trashy leopard. And I think that when you're trying to make the leopard when the leopard is too realistic, it's a problem, because it's, especially on like a jersey, it's not real fur, obviously. Right. So I'd say go for like a graphic update to leopard, like I have on my own
your
Penny
dress?
Chic dress.
Yes.
But yeah, die for an animal print. Always, always have, always will.
Your must-have accessory for the fall?
Backpack. Did you mean jewelry or
anything? I mean, listen, wherever your mind goes, I follow.
It went really? Okay, well, it went backpack, so I'm just gonna go with it. I think that the mini backpack is back in, and for most viewers who don't remember that, it was a very awkward time in our high school when, people came with like little mini backpacks that were disproportionate to their body size generally, and had
like Cher Horowitz.
Yeah, it was total Cher.
Yeah.
It was total Cher. Maybe I'm just thinking of myself.
Pleather mini backpacks.
Yeah, so I think that's where I'm going. Not too small, enough to carry, your moleskin notebook and a camera, if anyone carries cameras anymore, and my book. So
Oh, perfect. So just that size.
Exactly.
That's great. If there is one huge sale that you go to every year, what is it?
That's good. The Barney's Warehouse sale would be one, which I actually haven't gone here in a long time, but it used to be in New York. It's like where big time. Have you been?
Yes.
It's great. Like you see like the like most elegant women get down and dirty. They're like fighting over clothes and shoes, and I got a pair of Manolo Blahniks for $40 one time. This is a little secret that my girlfriend and I would do. We would hide I don't know if I'm going to get arrested for saying this, but like hide the items under like different areas, like so nobody could find them, and then wait till they get to 90%, because each day they raise the discount, and then come back and like the best things were 90% off. So it's a little trick you may want to.
Sneaky.
Yeah, very sneaky.
Okay. For you, when you're ready for your wedding day.
Yes.
Designer wedding gown, thrifted, hand-me-down, or discounted?
Ooh, that's good. I was actually thinking I would take my mom's dress Mom, you want to give it to me? It's a very simple, like cheap dress. And it's simple enough where I could make it into something my own, but I like the idea of wearing something that's kind of given to you. And I wear a lot of just hand-me-downs and things from other people, because I think there's like an energy in things that were owned by other people, and I believe on like a special day like your wedding day, which as of now is not going to happen for a very long time. I think I'd like to recreate something that was once in my family, perhaps.
I had to ask because the wedding day is, a huge deal, and people, women especially, put so much pressure on it. And I just wanted to know from someone like you.
That's a good question. Yeah. I like that.
So we are AfterBuzz TV. We are an after show network.
Yes.
So is there a TV show that you're loving right now?
Ooh, I have like the lowest brow TV taste in the world, which is probably a good thing because I think everyone does. I like anything reality, but okay. So let me get into my zone in my head. I love. There was a new Bravo show that I was watching. The London one. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Bravo has
a new show every day. Or no, they don't.
They do.
They do.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So it was this London Calling or something about the British kind of high society women that I thought was really interesting and real, a real feeling. And I also was watching Breaking Bad for a long time. I don't know how serious you guys go with television, but I went into a full-blown panic attack watching the show and had to stop, but I'm going to start again.
Oh my gosh, you haven't finished?
No. It's a real, like, it was actually the cause of a breakup.
You need to finish it.
I'm not even kidding with you. I had a panic attack, and then, yeah, the rest is history.
It's worth it, I promise.
So you watch the whole thing. Don't spoil it for me. But
I won't, I promise.
It's intense. When you're working on a book and juggling life, one has to be careful with Breaking
Listen,
Bad.
when I see you in a couple of weeks, I know that you're going to be traveling. Download the episodes on your iPad, and we're going to talk about it.
Exactly. I'm so excited about that.
I'll hold you to it. Let's see. The color for fall 2014.
Fuchsia. And that's also inspired by my book. I just set the tone for all fashion these days, runway, all from my book. But actually, fuchsia is kind of a very relevant color for fall 2014. And I think it's something kind of overlooked for fall, is kind of those bright colors. But fuchsia goes so well with gray, with neutrals, with, you know, dark browns, eggplant colors. It really goes with everything, and it's a great kind of girly pop of color that's still appropriate in doses for colder weather. So, yes.
Do you prefer thrift shopping or normal store shopping?
You know, I go through phases. Sometimes I can do a thrift, like I have to have had a well-fed breakfast, breakfast, and then, you know, have a whole day to kind of juggle around, and I don't know what that means, but kind of go through things and sift through it and not get cranky. I like flea market shopping because I like accessories and jewelry that are vintage rather than clothes. With clothes, I also do mostly flea market rather than like actual thrift stores. But I think it goes kind of up and down. It depends. Sometimes I'm not shopping at all. Like I'm in a phase right now where I'm just reworking things I already have.
Right.
And then sometimes I want something really exquisite and unique. And then, you know, I go to Crossroads Trading Company or flea market and grab something that's really stand out.
Is there a specific time to buy where it's going to be the least expensive?
For different stores, it's different. Each retailer has their own kind of day that they bring in new merchandise, their day that they mark down everything. I say the best thing is to call ahead of time because they change often too. Even some of the things I mentioned in the book may no longer be true even now. But you know, each TJ Maxx has a different day that they bring in new material and that they mark down their stuff. So if you like TJ Maxx, I'm obsessed with TJ Maxx. Call them ahead of time, your local store, and see when they get the new shipment in and when the markdowns happen, and then kind of go location by location depending on what that store's policy is. But you know, certain stores like Kohl's, it changes daily. Like they have like these electronic price makers by each item where it goes up and down depending on how many people have purchased it that day. So it's kind of like a rat race. It's a little like, you know, anxious promoting, but also generates sales because people like to hunt and find things on a good deal. So yeah,
I'm gonna do that. You had a little black dress line.
I did.
And now you're coming out with something a little bit different.
Yes.
So why don't you tell everyone what that is and when we can expect it in stores?
Totally. I had a little black dress line with Walmart.com a year and a half ago that was amazing, and the dresses fit like perfection on everybody, and we're doing it again, except broadening the range to just the perfect dress in 5 different silhouettes, in prints and colors, and these are shapes and silhouettes that I believe flatter every body type. So one of them is the wrap dress. There's a kind of long sleeve bodycon dress with ruching, which is so flattering. There's like a skater flirty dress, a classic dress. We just like picked silhouettes that work for every shape, every body type, every age, and then did them in different, you know, varieties. So they're all $20 again, and made in America.
Hey, hey.
And that comes out September 24th.
Amazing.
So coming up. Yeah.
So soon.
Don't give me a panic attack. I know.
I'm going to check them out. I was looking. There's some LBDs still on the site, and they're gorgeous.
Oh, on Walmart's site? Oh, good to know. I'm going to have to check that out.
Penny Chic by Shauna Miller. Google it.
That's right. Just Google it, guys. I'm there.
If the reader had to take one message away from the book, what would you want them to believe?
I would want them to believe there's always something that you can do, regardless of whether you live in the middle of nowhere or you don't have any allowance or money from your salary to spend on anything. You can do something. And even if that's, throwing on a bold red lip color, kind of like what you're wearing, or putting on, a tight dress that makes you feel good, there's always something that can take your fashion to the next level. And it doesn't have to mean that you buy something. You can even shop your, grandmother's closet for something and borrow it and put it into your wardrobe and circulate that. So I think there's always a way. And just to make the best out of it and own your style and use your confidence as a last resort. But you should always use that anyway.
I love it. All right, so where can the viewers find your book?
My book can be found at Barnes & Noble stores, Target stores, and then online on Amazon, Walmart.com, and BarnesandNoble.com. And I'm going to be doing a signing this weekend in LA at Diesel Bookstore on the 7th at 3 o'clock, and the Grove next week on the 9th at 7 p.m. Forever 21. So if anyone's in LA, I'm sure there's no LA viewers out there.
Oh my gosh. Ladies, you better go. It's going to be a really fun time. I want to thank Shauna again so much for sitting down with me. Where can the viewers find you on social media?
Well, pennychic.com for the blog, and then at Penny Chic for Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Pinterest, everything.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Once again, my name is Jillian Leff. I was so happy to sit down with you.
This was just
I can't
lovely.
Wait. I am going to be featured on Shauna's blog later this month.
You will.
So I'll release
Check that out
on my Twitter and Facebook and all that good stuff. But until next time, guys, happy shopping.
Happy shopping. Happy back to school. And remember, have fun with it.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.